In December 1884, it was described in a local paper as a terrible affair. The home of Calvin Mike, a black man from Calhoun County, Georgia, went up in flames, killing his two young daughters and his elderly mother. That fire was set by a mob of white men, and the reason for the arson changes with which newspaper you're reading from the time. Now, during this Black History Month, WALB News 10's Jamie Worsley investigated what really happened to the Mike family, who are now memorialized as lynching victims.
Nestled between newspaper advertisements for wagons, elixirs, and remedies for moths are less than a handful of articles about the 1884 fire set at Calvin Mike's home. It killed his children and elderly mother.
The incident happened somewhere here between Williamsburg and Morgan.
Okay.
Martha Mike is from Calhoun County, Georgia, and she's a possible descendant of Calvin Mike, but had never heard his story.
Their last name is M-I-K-E as well?
M-I-K-E, no S.
Wow, okay.
Some archived newspapers reported that the mob showed up in Williamsburg to confront Calvin Mike about recent thefts in his neighborhood. Other articles don't list a reason.
Why is this newspaper in Early County got a different version of one in Calhoun County?
Calvin and his wife escaped the home and hid in a nearby marsh. Hearing no one else in the home, the mob set the house on fire. So I set out to find out what really happened that dark December night in Williamsburg. And the story that emerged came all the way from Montgomery, Alabama.
There's another report that he voted for a Republican in the election and told people about it, and that made him a target.
The Equal Justice Initiative opened the National Memorial for Peace and Justice in 2018. Lily and Emma Mike are just two among thousands of names memorialized there in Montgomery.
When you read about children, as in this case, being lynched, I think it just really hits home for people in a different way.
The men in the mob that burned down Calvin Mike's home were never convicted of any crime, even after he sued them.
Solicitor General Walter was taken sick and a mistrial was made. How convenient.
But not all hope for justice is lost. Lawmakers like Carl Gilliard from Georgia have proposed legislation that would create departments to investigate lynchings from the past, work with the AJI, and correct history for those who never had the press or even the truth on their side.
So many of the local papers are still in operation. There's a lot of sort of very interesting history there that could be confronted.
A situation like this, we don't want to remember that kind of stuff. But it is good to know, it is good to talk to your kids, grandkids, and tell them about their history. And not to just take a newspaper article at face value.
In Calhoun County, Jamie Worsley, WALB, your hometown news source.
And stay with us, everybody.